How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve. Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
We're going to go back to a Sunday, the 20th day of July, with episodes coming up in this hour of Frontier Gentleman, Gunsmoke, yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Then we're going to go back a little further back from 1958 to 1950 for the summer replacement show for Suspense, Somebody Knows. And then we're going to have an episode of Lum and Abner. That's all straight ahead on this Sunday, the 20th day of July, 201st day of the year, 164 days left till we get to 2026. Congress of the Confederate States of America began sitting in Richmond, Virginia on this date in 1861. The Patent Office rewarded the first patent for wireless telegraphy on this date in 1872 to Mahlon Loomis. In 1881, fugitive Sioux Indian leader Sitting Bull surrendered to federal troops. In 1903, Ford shipped its first car. In 1921, airmail service began between New York City and San Francisco. In Washington on this date in 1932, police fired tear gas on World War I veterans, part of the bonus expeditionary force who tried to march on the White House. It was on this date in 1969, astronaut Neil Armstrong, the first man to walk on the moon.
Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. I'm going to step off the limb now. It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
20% of the world's population watched humans walk on the moon for the first time. President Nixon congratulated them while they were on the lunar surface.
As you talk to us from the Sea of Tranquility, it inspires us to redouble our efforts to bring peace and tranquility to Earth.
Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin spent 21 and a half hours on the lunar surface. The one person who had no possibility of watching the lunar walk was Michael Collins. He stayed in orbit around the moon and had no way to watch what was going on the surface of the moon. But he's the one that seems to always be forgotten about. They spent 21 and a half hours on the lunar surface. 1973, the Senate passed the War Powers Act, limiting the power of the president to wage war without the approval of Congress. 1977, more than 80 people died when a flash flood tore through Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Mayor Herbert Fewell worried about looting in the days that followed.
I think we have it very well under control, but we're going to keep a lid on it.
Did you give an order to shoot to kill?
That's right. Anybody who loots is going to suffer the consequences, and they vacated town very, very quickly.
Of course, the media wouldn't tolerate that shoot-to-kill stuff today. Johnstown flood, back in 1977. Treasure hunters found the Spanish galleon Nuestra Senora de Acha on this date in 1985. That sank off the coast of Key West, Florida in 1622 during a hurricane. The ship contained over $400 million worth of coins and silver ingots. The fully restored USS Constitution, Old Ironsides, celebrated its 200th birthday on this date in 1997 by setting sail for the first time in 116 years. James Holmes opened fire at a movie theater in Aurora, Colorado on this date in 2012. This woman was one of the survivors.
The shells were like falling on my forehead. He pointed at me for 5 seconds and I just jumped out of the way just in time for him to go shoot somebody else. Yes, right behind me.
12 people killed, 70 others were injured. It was on this date in 2017, O.J. Simpson granted parole by board members in Nevada after more than 8 years in prison for a hotel room heist in Las Vegas.
Mr. Simpson, I do vote to grant parole when eligible.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Simpson released just over 2 months later. And it was on this date in 2021, American businessman Jeff Bezos flew to space aboard the New Shepard NS-16 operated by his private spaceflight company, Blue Origin. Passing away on this date in history, the revolutionary Pancho Villa, also Bruce Lee, TV anchor Frank Reynolds, Vince Foster Jr., the White House Deputy Counsel, also James Doohan, Scotty on the original Star Trek and the Star Trek movies, British-born wrestling announcer Lord Alfred Hayes, also evangelist talk show host Tammy Faye Messner, journalist and author Helen Thomas, for years the First Lady of the White House Press Corps, primarily for United Press International, and Lincoln Park singer Chester Bennington. Among those born on this date who have left this mortal coil include actress Theda Bara, mountain climber Sir Edmund Hillary, singer and songwriter Buddy Knox, all I want to be a party doll, actress Natalie Wood, also Diana Rigg from she was Emma Peel in The Avengers, and infomercial king Billy Mays, all those folks born on this date in history.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
Lots of musicians today. You remember Kim Carnes, Betty Davis Eyes, More Love. Kim Carnes, 80 today. Carlos Santana, Black Magic Woman, and so much great music, 78 years old today. Journalist Thomas Friedman is 72 today. The crocodile hunter Steve Irwin's wife, Terry Irwin, is 61 today. From Grey's Anatomy and Killing Eve, Sandra Oh is 54. From House and ER, Omar Epps is 52. Mrs. Tom Brady, Giselle Bundchen, 45. From Bones and Freaks and Geeks, John Francis Daly is 40. And from Dancing with the Stars, Julianne Hogue is 37. Those just a few of the people who celebrate the 20th day of July as their birthday. If this happens to be your birthday...
Hi, we're the Four Freshmen, and we just want to say, Happy birthday to you!
And we're going to start our run of 3 in a row from this Sunday, going back 68 years, July 20th, 67 years, July 20th, 1958. First up will be an episode of Frontier Gentlemen and John Dehner. That's coming up in just a moment.
Riley Herbst from 2311 Racing here, and you know what grinds my gears? Waiting for coffee. But instead of counting frappes and lattes, I fire up Chumba Casino. No apps, no fuss, just fun social casino games to pass the time. By the time my coffee's ready,
order for Riley.
I've already taken a few victory laps. Next time you're stuck waiting, make it entertaining. Play for free at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Groucho Marx. A few days ago, I was talking with the Director of Civil Defense, and he told me some things that I feel everyone should know. That's why I'm speaking to you now. Did you know, for example, that your chances of surviving an atom bomb attack are excellent? It's true, but there's a big if. You must do everything possible now to help yourself and your family. Nobody else will help you. Listen, because this is important. Keep a complete first aid kit handy. Keep a closed container of drinking water in your refrigerator, enough for 3 days. Be sure you have a good fire extinguisher. Take a look around your house right now and pick out the safest spot, away from windows and doors. Make sure that every member of your family understands he is to rush to that safe spot when there's danger. I'm convinced that these precautions are necessary right now, and I hope I can convince you. They're important to your family, yourself, and your community.
And on this Sunday Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, John Dehner with an episode of Frontier Gentlemen. This goes back 67 years, July 20th, 1958, 7 o'clock Eastern Time on CBS. And this episode is entitled Jesse James Robs Kendall.
In Laramie, Wyoming Territory, I met a square-jawed sheriff named Will Harper and his slack-jawed deputy named Clem. I also lost $20.
Frontier Gentlemen. Herewith an Englishman's account of life and death in the West. As a reporter for the London Times, he writes his colorful and unusual stories. But as a man with a gun, he lives and becomes a part of the violent years in the new territories. Now, starring John Dehner, this is the story of J.B. Kendall, Frontier Gentlemen.
I had taken the stagecoach from Dry Creek and was on my way back to Cheyenne. Beside myself, there were two other passengers. One, a gaunt, stern-faced man named Barnaby, who spent most of his waking hours reading from the Bible. The other, Thad Clark, a miner who, having made a modest fortune, was on his way to his home in Illinois. It was late afternoon, the stage lurching along the well-worn road a few miles to the west of Laramie.
I tell you, fellas, I'm going to order me a dozen fresh eggs and all the fancy fluff duffs they got in the best eating place in Laramie.
A man should not be a slave to his stomach.
Well, it ain't exactly I'm a slave, Mr. Barnaby, but I sure won't mind pampering it for a while. If you'd eaten as much jerky and drunk as much brown gargle as I have, you'd go along with me.
I'd go along, Mr. Clark. Once for 2 months, I had to live on nothing but dried fish and rice. It was in India.
A heathen land.
I got a hankering to do some traveling. Might be I'll take a trip out there, China, India. I got me enough gold dust in that little box to do a lot of things like that.
The love of money is the root of all evil.
Well, if it is, I'm sure going to find out when we hit land.
What is it? What's the matter?
Riders. Blocking the road.
Now, don't get scared, folks. Just a hold-up.
Hold-up?
If you got guns, keep them where they are. There's too many of them to put up a fight.
My gold. Listen, I worked 3 years for that. Let's shoot it out. What do you say, Kendall? You got a gun?
Look out the window. 5, 6 of them. Odds are against us, I'm afraid. They were on horseback, their faces completely masked, cradling rifles and shotguns in their arms. 2 of them remained in front of the coach. 3 more took up positions to either side and behind. The 6th man, who appeared to be the leader, called to us to get out. Our driver nonchalantly climbed down from his seat and began to roll a cigarette. The miner Clark stood next to me, right hand clenched, hovering over his gun butt.
You, mister. And you.
Do you mean me?
No, the tall fella and the other one. Unbuckle your gun belts and drop them. No need for anyone to get hurt.
I'm a poor man. I have no worldly goods.
Sorry to hear that, brother. You a preacher?
No.
That's too bad. I never rob a sky pilot. Just empty out your pockets, all of you. Driver?
Yeah.
What you carrying?
Nothing much.
Well, we'll take a look-see. Jed, Frank, keep them covered. CD, you help me search them. All right. Driver, climb up there and throw down the boxes.
Sure. All right, gents. Nice and quiet. Let's tell your kids all about it.
It's kind of a puny wallet.
Don't take that. It's all I have.
30, 40, $50. Well, now you ain't got any worldly goods for sure, friend. What about him, CD?
$2 is all.
You take a look in the coach.
All right.
Driver, climb down. Open up them boxes.
Sure.
All right, now you, mister.
Here. You won't find much.
Well, it's a right handsome-looking watch you got there.
I like it.
Take it off.
No.
Come on now, take it off.
It has a great sentimental value to me. It can't be worth more than a few dollars to you.
It all adds up, mister. Take it off.
No.
You figure it's worth your life?
In a way.
Hey! Hey, look here what I found!
Who belongs to this?
It's mine. Guess it ain't no use asking you to leave it be.
That's a fact. It sure breaks my heart the way you river snipers have to sweat to get that much dust. Give him back a sack of it, CD, and see what's in them other boxes.
Here you are, partner. Enough for grub stuff.
Now, about that watch.
Is it worth killing me for it?
Mister, that's a plumb low-code question. I plugged a fellow once over a chaw of tobacco. What's your name?
Kendall.
I like to meet a man with guts. All right, you keep that watch, Kendall. It's a present.
Hit the breeze, boys. There's riders coming up the road.
So long, fellas.
Clark, pick up your gun.
Hey, you got one! You got him!
The wounded man clung to his saddle for a few yards, then toppled over, fell to the ground and was still. The others disappeared in a cloud of dust along the road to the west. A moment or two later, a group of horsemen rode up. They were led by an exceedingly tall man wearing a large and rather ornate badge.
Which way'd they go?
Hey, they went that way.
They
Hey,
took
Kendall,
my
here,
money,
got one. He's lying right over the
Everything I
arm.
have. You must get it
Clem,
back.
you and the boys get after him.
We do that, Sheriff.
You recognize any of them, driver?
No. Must be new around here, Sheriff. I never did see him before. I figure I've been held up by most of the hold-up men in the territory.
All right, let's take a look at that fella you shot. Lucky for you gents we came along.
Very lucky.
Sure hope your boys catch up with him.
Don't worry, we'll get him. Well, that's the last roundup for this outlaw. Plop him through the head. Nice shooting, mister. Well, let's get that mask off. Any of you ever see him before?
I told you I never did.
No.
No papers. I didn't think there would be. Well, I guess you gents can go on your way. I'll be obliged if you'll stop by my office in Laramie and make out a report of what was taken. Name's Harper. Will Harper.
Hey, you're new in Laramie, ain't you, Sheriff?
Yeah, just took over last month. Aim to do some cleaning up. You got no worries. We'll have your valuables back by tonight.
The sheriff followed his posse. We went on to Laramie. On our arrival, Mr. Barnaby went off with a severe-looking woman whom I assumed to be his wife. Thad Clark was kind enough to take me to dinner. Afterwards, we walked down to the sheriff's office. He sat behind his desk, powerful, square-jawed, steely-eyed, the picture of an iron-nerved man of the law. At a smaller desk, his discreet deputy was filling out some papers. Harper looked up as we came in, nodded briskly.
Evening, gents. Sit down, sit down. Clem, fetch another chair.
Yes, sir, Mr. Harper.
You caught those fellas, huh?
We trailed them all right. Make yourself come.
Thank you. I gather that you didn't catch them?
Well, like I say, we know where they are, just a matter of time. My deputy here, Clem, he's making out the report right now. I better get back to it, Clem.
Yes, sir, Mr. Harper.
Now, you want to give me a list of what was stolen?
Not much of a list, Sheriff. Just 10 sacks of gold dust, about $5,000.
You get that, Clem?
I sure did, sir.
And Kendall's the name, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. $20 in my wallet.
Kendall. Say, aren't you that English newspaper fellow I heard about back in Cheyenne?
I'm an English newspaper man, yes.
Well, I'm proud, mighty proud. I reckon you'll be writing all this up for your paper.
I imagine I will.
Good. And you'll get a chance to see how we take care of bad men in Laramie. Things are going to be different around here. I'd admire to have you stick around, Kendall. We got new methods, scientific, like they've been using in the East.
That's fine, but what about my gold? Those holdup boys must be in Colorado by now.
You hear that, Clem?
I sure did, Sheriff. That's a funny one, mighty funny.
I'll tell you where they are, gents. Right this minute I can put my finger on them. But I'm going to wait for morning. They're holed up in the Centennial Mine diggings about 30 miles west of here. That's where we trailed them, isn't it, Clem?
That's the place, sir. We got 4 men watching right this minute.
Kendall, how'd you like to ride out with me in the morning and watch us pull in a bunch of outlaws?
It'd be very interesting, Sheriff.
Oh, this will be just about the most important story you've ever written. And I'll be glad to help you make your name, Kendall.
Well, that's awfully kind of you.
Sheriff, I seen one of them. Maybe 2, maybe all of them.
Now, easy, partner. Easy.
I tell you, they're down at Lazy Kate's saloon. Them same fellers did the holdup this afternoon.
No. Driver, it can't be. We know where they are.
We sure do, mister. Up in Centennial.
And they came back to Laramie. I recognize the voices.
Now, voices can fool you, take my word. We got them boxed in 30 miles west.
It's them. I swear I can pick them out even without the masks.
Do you think it might be an idea to go down and have a look, Sheriff? Just in case.
Man's an almighty fool not to follow lead.
You want I should take the scatter guns, Mr. Harper?
Don't see there'll be a need, Clem. If it's them, which I know it isn't, the old peacemakers will do our talking.
Yes, sir.
Driver, you come and point out your suspects. Clark, you better stay put.
All right with me. Just get that gold dust back. That's all I want.
Say, I'd rather like to come along, too, if you don't mind, Sheriff.
You may be a greenhorn, Kendall, but you got guts. Let's go.
In a moment, we return to Frontier Gentlemen. CBS newsmen Walter Cronkite and Wells Church have teamed up to bring you a concise but comprehensive nightly report. Sunday through Thursday evening, join us on CBS Radio when it's time for Walter Cronkite and the news. Friday and Saturday night at the same time, hear Wells Church and the news on most of these same stations. Both men are experts on world affairs, and each in his own way makes following the news an exciting adventure. And now we return you to the Anthony Ellis production of Frontier Gentlemen.
For the second time that day, I had been apprised of the fact that my guts were organs of some consequence, once by an outlaw who had stolen my wallet and its contents, and again by an outsized sheriff who wore a diamond-studded badge and carried 2 tremendous guns low on his hips. The 4 of us walked down the street, Sheriff Harper, his deputy, whom I only knew as Clem, the stagecoach driver, and myself. We arrived at the Lazy Kate Saloon. It was fairly well crowded, but almost immediately the driver spotted the men in question and pointed them out to us. 2 of them, their backs to us, standing at the bar.
These the ones. Maybe the other fellas alongside, too. I never did get a good look at them.
All right. You better stay here, driver. Kendall, you stay behind Clem and me. If you think you recognize the voices, just sing out.
You bet I will, Sheriff.
Let's go, Clem.
Take that Schofield Smith & Wesson. I don't say she can't do the job, but I'll ride along with old Colt 44.
Now that's for sure. That there's one sweet piece of artillery.
I beg your pardon, gentlemen. What? Haven't we met before?
You talking to me, mister?
That's right.
This the man, Kendall?
It's his voice. Looks like him. The other chap's the one he called C.D.
Oh, Sheriff, is there something wrong?
What's your name, mister?
Fred Cole.
You?
Sylvester. Noah Sylvester.
Who are these other boys?
Who, them? I don't know. I never saw them before tonight.
All right, keep your hands on the bar, gents.
Sheriff? We supposed to have done something?
A slight matter of a holdup this afternoon.
Us?
Search him, Clem. Watch out for a belly gun.
Yes, sir, Mr. Harper.
Mister, you got the wrong man. Me and Noel, we ain't no leather slap.
No.
Shucks, I don't even carry a gun.
Me neither.
They're clean, Sheriff.
For sure, we're clean. You got us mistook for two other fellas, mister.
I don't think so.
I'm taking you both in. The stagecoach driver identified you as well. If it's a mistake, you got nothing to worry about. If it isn't, there'll be empty saddles for you in the misty beyond. Let's go.
We took them back to the sheriff's office, and they were locked up, protesting rather mildly and seemingly quite unworried. I could see that their manner had a profound effect on Harper. He must have felt that in my eyes his reputation was at stake. Unequivocally, he had stated that the hold-up men were trapped 30 miles away in the mine shafts of Centennial. Now, 3 of the victims had identified the ringleaders under his very nose in Laramie. He must have found it rather awkward, because after an hour or so of questioning, he faced Clark, the driver, and me, and said,
Gentlemen, I've questioned those boys in there for better than an hour. I reckon I know men as well as the next man, maybe some better. And I'll say here and now that those fellers are innocent.
They're not.
Sheriff,
Listen,
they
I'd
got
know those
you
voices
buffalo.
anywhere.
I know how you feel, but in the morning when we bring the outlaws in, you'll thank me. And you won't have it on your conscience that 2 innocent cowpunchers were unjustly locked up.
In other words, you're going to release these men?
Well, that's about the size of it, Kendall.
In spite of the fact that all 3 of us know their voices, we couldn't all be wrong. Even so, you're going to let them go?
Well, now, Kendall, this is a matter of law. They got nothing on them, shows they took any of your valuables. You identify a voice, but not a face, and that isn't going to stand up in court. Besides, there isn't much I don't know when it comes to following signs.
That sure is so. Sheriff used to be a scout for Colonel Custer.
Those hold-up men never double back to Laramie. You can take my word for it.
Would there be any harm in holding these chaps at least until you bring in the others in the morning?
Well...
At least on suspicion.
Kendall, I wouldn't want you writing in your paper that the sheriff of Laramie took the law in his own hands. I've got a mighty big job to do in this town, mighty big.
You're worrying about your job in his newspaper. I'm worrying about my $5,000 they robbed off me.
Well, I guess I could hold them till morning. I could do that.
Well, that's all we want.
You know, ever since I seen that big fella without his mask, I got a feeling.
What sort of a feeling, driver? Incidentally, what is your name?
Driver? Elwood driver. Kind of gets you, don't it? Me being a stagecoach driver and all. Driver! Well, anyways, about that feller, I keep thinking maybe I seen him somewhere.
Where?
I don't know.
Hey, Sheriff.
Yeah? What do you want, Cole?
Me and Sylvester, we was wondering, how about some grub?
Sure. Clem, go across the eatery and get them to rustle up some grub for the boys.
Sure will, Mr. Harper.
I guess I'll check in at a hotel and get some shut-eye. You can share my room if you want, Kendall.
Well, thank you. As a matter of fact, I was...
Sheriff.
Yeah?
Well, me and Sylvester, we just thought of something. Maybe we can prove that we ain't the fellers you're looking for.
All right, cool. Speak your piece.
Well, now, these fellers, they say they was held up about 10 miles outside of Laramie.
That's right.
And what time?
6-ish?
Yeah, what I tell you, Fred.
Yeah. Well, now, Sylvester, he remembers there's folks who could tell you we was right here in Laramie all afternoon, and about 6-ish. Now, if that's so, we couldn't be in 2 places at once, could we?
That's for sure. Now, that's for sure. You'll have to admit that, Sheriff.
Well, who are your witnesses, boys?
3 fellows down to the Sherman Hotel. We was playing billiards, drinking beer with them. I don't recollect their last names. See, there was a Jim...
Jim Hankers.
Jim
Hankers, that was.
yeah.
And then Zach.
And Zach and a brother of his, Jake.
That's right.
You go ask for them, Sheriff. They'll tell you.
Well, you'll find I'm a fair man, boys. If you're telling the truth, I'll be fair with you.
I knew you'd give us a square deal, Sheriff.
It's quite convenient, isn't it?
What?
Those 3 witnesses popping up?
Well, might be so, Kendall. Man's innocent till proved guilty. That's the law.
Yeah, but there was 6 of them in the holdup. Kendall plugged one.
That leaves 5. 2 you got in there, the other 3 down the Sherman Hotel.
My thoughts exactly.
You just saying that 5 outlaws doubled back on me? You reckon I lost the trail of 5 men? You reckon they'd all be fool enough to come into Laramie after a daylight holdup?
They might be smart enough to.
Mr. Kendall, that's a mighty big paper you write for. And I guess you do a real fine job. But you're no lawman.
It's not
I've been patient with you, gents, because I felt sorry for you. But I'm the sheriff of Laramie, and from here on in, I'm going to have to run things my way.
Sheriff, it's...
Soon as Clem gets back, I'm walking down to the Sherman. If I find those boys that Cole and Sylvester say they were with this afternoon, that's all I need to know.
You'll free them?
That's what I aim to do.
It was useless to argue with him. A few minutes later, his deputy Clem returned, and Sheriff Harper strode manfully out of his office. Driver and Clark left a moment afterward as they were beaten men and were going to the nearest saloon to get drunk. I decided to stay. I had to see what I knew was going to happen. Half an hour later, he came back. One look at the smile on his face told me all I needed to know.
Clem, unlock the cell.
Yes, sir, Mr. Harper.
Why, you found them?
Yeah.
Well, just as a matter of curiosity, Sheriff, if they were lying, would you have known it?
Yeah, I'd know it. That's why I'm sheriff. Come on out, boys.
You found them, huh, Sheriff? And they told you where we was.
I owe you gents an apology.
Oh, nah, that ain't necessary, Sheriff. You was only doing your duty.
Well, it's mighty large of you to take it that way.
Fred, I guess we'll be on our way, huh?
Yeah. Oh, say, Mr. Kendall, that there's a right handsome watch you're wearing, Mr. Kendall. But I don't suppose you'd want to part with it. Well, so long. Real nice knowing you, Sheriff.
Yeah, so long, Sheriff. So long, Clem. So
He-
long.
He's the same one.
It's
I tell you,
all
Sheriff.
right, Kendall.
Now, wait a minute,
You
Sheriff. He
take
is
it
this-
easy.
He's the...
It's all
Mr.
right.
Harper. Mr. Harper? You know, I was just looking through these wanted posters that come in the morning mail.
Yeah?
Now there's one picture here. The fella's got a kind of familiar face. Here, you see?
Yeah. Jesse James, $5,000 reward for the capture of dead or alive.
Sheriff, Kendall, I remember where I seen that fella. He's Jesse James. That's who, Jesse James. But you hear what I'm saying? Jesse James.
Jesse James?
Mr. James just left, Sheriff. I don't think he'll be back. This time, Jesse James left Laramie for good, followed a day later by Sheriff Will Harper and his inestimable deputy, Clem. The irate citizens of Laramie gave them quite a send-off. As to how I recovered my $20 and Thad Clark at least a part of his gold is a story I shall telegraph next week.
Frontier Gentlemen was written, produced, and directed by Anthony Ellis and stars John Dehner as J.B. Kendall. Featured in the cast were Ted DeCorsia, Harry Bartell, Lawrence Dobkin, Jack Moyles, Vic Perrin, and Stacey Harris. Join us again next week for another report from the Frontier Gentlemen. Bud Sewell speaking.
7 o'clock in the evening Eastern Time on Sunday, July 20th, 1958. Frontier Gentlemen here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Take a quick look at the newspaper from that Sunday next.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, you know, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Friends, this is Bob Hope. If an atom bomb were to hit your home city, would you know what to do? Remember, one explosion of an atom bomb could kill 75,000 and maim 100,000. This is only one kind of a disaster which could strike. In addition to many forms of enemy action, there are the dangers of fire, flood, earthquake, and traffic. Knowing what to do before, during, and after a disaster can improve your chances of survival. There is something you can do and do now. You can learn a pattern of survival. Your local Office of Civil Defense is ready to help. Persuade your club, your church, your friends, and your neighbors to help to learn to live. Remember, this is the atomic age. No one can escape its hazards, but everyone can prepare. Listen carefully. What you are about to hear can save your life. Do you know the siren signal in case of atomic attack? Do you know how to find shelter? Do you know how to give first aid? Do you know what will be done for your safety? For further details, consult your local Office of Civil Defense.
All right, this week around on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, we're taking a look at some of the shows from Sunday, June 20th, 1958, 67 years ago. Here's some of the headlines. East German communists yesterday released 9 U.S. Army men whom they held in custody for 6 weeks after their helicopter made forced landings 30 miles over the East German border. A deranged college instructor gunned to death his twin teenage daughters in Byron, Georgia, then killed himself. The triple slayings apparently resulted from brooding over too many moral and financial mistakes and bad choices. In other news, turning to the Middle East, Iraq's regime has ended Baghdad's 6-month-old union with neighboring Jordan and signed a mutual defense treaty with President Nasser of the United Arab Republic. King Hussein of Jordan declared last night he has asked for and expects United States troops to come to Jordan and help him in a battle for survival against Syria and Egypt. Soviet Premier Khrushchev last night proposed a 5-power summit by next Tuesday on the Middle East crisis. The U.S. said it would consider the proposal promptly. U.S. planning to airlift another Army airborne battle group from West Germany to Middle East, according to reliable Washington sources. Informants said plans call for the airlifting a 2nd Airborne Battalion, the group now in Germany, to Turkey for further deployment as required. In Cape Canaveral, the massive Atlas Continental missile started a wobbly flight despite a last-second hold order yesterday and flopped into the Atlantic Ocean in 2 pieces 70 seconds later. The Atlas tried for the first time with all 3 of its engines, designed ultimately to give it a 5,000-mile push, traveled only a couple of miles beyond the tip of Cape Canaveral. Vice President Nixon said yesterday the government of Lebanon probably would have fallen like that of Iraq had the United States waited for United Nations action before sending troops to the Middle East. Republican National Chairman Meade Alcorn slapped yesterday at critics of the administration's Middle East policies and called for popular support of President Eisenhower on the compelling issue of the hour. And one of Ohio's million-dollar highway construction projects is going back to the horse and buggy days. A new highway being built on Route 62 and Ohio 29 east of Millersburg, Ohio, will have a specially constructed berm to take care of the horse and buggy traffic of the Amish people. The berm will be 6 feet wide, enough to provide plenty of room for horses, wagons, and buggies. The deputy director of the Ohio Highway Department said the bridle path not only will help the Amish, but speed up traffic on the regular highway. And from Noblesville, Indiana, Sherry Bowman won a 4-year college scholarship, awarded each year to the boy or girl Noblesville High School graduate with the highest 4-year average. She's the third in her family to win the award. Sherry's grandmother won the first scholarship in 1906, and her brother Don won it 5 years ago. Those some of the day's top news stories from the newspapers of Sunday, July 20th, 1958. On your radio, coming up next on the podcast, will be Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Two weeks, 14 days, 326 hours. Every second that your family could be exposed to radiation after a nuclear attack. Radiation that kills.
To survive, a fallout shelter is a necessity. Equipment and supplies are essential.
Now, Survive All Shelters, one of the nation's leading manufacturers of fallout shelters, offers a basic equipment kit with
a Conrad high-powered radio, transistor operated for long battery life,
a complete, fully stocked first aid kit,
a heavy-duty fire extinguisher, emergency water containers, a chemical toilet for protection against contamination and disease,
extra-strength saran and rayon bunks,
a radiation meter, and individual dosimeters.
For protection every second of each hour of every day. See a Survive All Shelter now.
Now, our second of 3 shows from Sunday, the 20th day of July, 1958, 67 years ago. We go to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS for an episode of Gunsmoke. This one features Chester, as we hear about Marshal Proudfoot. And see if you can recognize not only who's playing Chester, but who's playing Chester's dad.
Around Dodge City and in the territory on West, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad, the story of the violence that moved west with young America, and the story of a man who moved with it.
I'm that man, Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to meet. It's a chancy job, and it makes a man watchful and a little lonely.
Well, Matt, you here?
Yeah, I'm here, Doc. Come on in.
Oh, well, how come you're in bed so early?
I'm not in bed, Doc. I'm just resting.
Oh, I did that. Oh, I see the cost of government's going up again.
Oh? What makes you say that?
The soles of your boots. They're worn almost through.
I don't care.
What's the matter? Aren't you feeling good?
Sure, I feel fine, Doc. I always lie in bed till noon.
Well, it just doesn't look right for you to be lying down like this. Yes. Oh, for heaven's sake.
What's the matter now?
It's cold. The coffee's colder than a rattlesnake's belly.
Don't drink it.
And it's no better hot here. No, Matt, like I was saying, a man in your position should have more to do than just lie around.
Oh, maybe I'm just tired, Doc.
Oh, now, don't try to tell me it was brought on by upholding law and order all night, because I don't want to hear about it. I had a bad night myself.
Well, then sit down and rest.
Yes, here you go. Aren't you going to ask me what I was doing?
No.
You're not. Well, I spent the whole night working for $4 fee.
Oh? Well, it must have been somebody who didn't know you.
They knew it was Jeb Dorn. His wife had a baby girl.
Jeb, huh? He was hoping for a boy, as I recall it.
And that's what worries me.
Oh, why?
He refused to pay me.
No wonder you're tired.
Hey, what's this thing? Oh. Well, who's this poster on?
It says right there, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Wanted, dead or alive, Jack Pargo for the torture and subsequent murder of... This man is noted for armed holdup and is believed heading in the general direction of Missouri, Kansas, or Nebraska. Oh, he's a mean-looking devil, isn't he? Well, I can see that he'll certainly find his comeuppance if he sticks his head in Dodge City.
Well, I'll tell you, Doc, I'll worry about that if he comes here, huh?
Oh, well, that gives me a nice, safe feeling. Marshal, here is he.
Yeah, I'm the Marshal.
I say, Marshal Proudfoot, hereabouts is he?
Marshal Proudfoot?
Huh? No, neither one. I'll say neither one of you ain't the Marshal, I can tell. I'm his pa. I'd know him anywhere.
Doc, go find Chester, will you?
Sure, Matt.
No need to get up. Just come see my boy, Marshal Chester Proudfoot. Made good somehow, he did. Chester never was one of my brightest boys. 11 boys I had, I remember. Say, I ain't shook a hand here yet. What's your name, sonny?
Dillon, Matt Dillon.
Ditto? A funny name for a man. I knew a man one time had the name of Hairgrove. I thought that was the funniest up till now, but
Doc, you better go get Chester.
Who's that fella?
Well, that's Doc Adams.
Nice to know you, sir.
Saying something, is he?
I said it's nice to know.
My name is Wesley Proudfoot. Sired a Marshal, turns out. Yes, sir. 11 boys I had. Chester was nowhere near the brightest. No, sir, he'd rate about number 9 there.
That's very interesting, Mr. Proudfoot.
Chester bordered on being ignorant, I'd think.
Oh, no,
I can't imagine how he ever got to be a Marshal. Chester Wesley Proudfoot, Marshal of Dodge City.
Look, Mr. Proudfoot.
They named all them boys with the middle name of Wesley. After me, they did. Hoped at least one of them would mount something like me. What'd you say your name was?
It's Adams. Dr. Adams.
Dr. Adams. Horse or people?
What?
What's the matter with you? I say, do you doctor horses or people?
People.
Oh, well, it's too bad for you. I wouldn't ever let a people doctor work on me, and I got a great many things wrong with me, too. Hey, where's Chester?
Well, he's out getting the mail for me.
Well, good for him. Got spunk. Probably running down some of them bad men he always writes about. Used to have an assistant named Dillon working for him. Whatever become of him?
Dillon, that's me, Mr. Proudfoot. Matt Dillon, that's me.
Oh, yeah. Well, you do a fair job, according to Chester. Says he can usually depend on you.
Well, that's very nice of him. Look, Mr. Proudfoot, maybe you should know something.
Hello, Doc. Chester. There wasn't none too much mail, Mr. Dillon.
Forget it, Chester.
What?
Chester, you've got company.
Who's the fat fella?
That's Chester. That's the Marshal Proudfoot.
Pa, Mr. Dillon, Pa, that's you, Chester?
Yeah, that's him, Mr. Proudfoot.
Ah, you fatted up a good deal, Chester. Your assistant here looks better than you do. I'd like an explanation.
Matter of fact, so would I, Chester.
Mr. Dillon, Doc, Oh, Paul.
Now, some folks, I guess, think that stamps are just for licking. And some go in for that philately stuff. You know, looking for misprints and hard-to-get ones. But me, well, I just collect them for fun. But I learned a lot that way, and maybe you can too. Now, that's 'cause our United States stamps all got the stamp of history on them. If you got a minute, I'll open my album here, and I'll show you what I mean. Let's see here. Now, here's a 4-cent one the post office put out in 1962 for the 75th anniversary of the Association of State Universities and Land-Grant Colleges. I ain't had any of that higher education myself, but I know it's mighty important in making your way these days. And you're never too old to learn. No, even from stamps. Found out from this one that Abe Lincoln signed the Land Grant Act into law during the Civil War. Now, that act still gives the money from sale and use of public lands to help make 68 colleges and universities some of the biggest and finest we've got. And seeing as how they've turned out 25 of our 42 living Nobel Prize winners, I guess you could just say it's paid off real good.
What are you going to do about it, Matt?
Do about what, Doc?
Chester. Telling his father that he's the marshal.
What can I do?
Well, not going to let him get by with it, are you?
I don't know, Doc.
Wait a minute, Matt. Wait, no, Matt, no. Let me by.
Oh?
An assistant doesn't make too much, you know.
Easy, Doc.
Hello, Doc. Matt.
Oh, Kitty.
Doc, you're looking pretty strange today. How come?
Tell her, Matt.
You tell her, Doc. You're the one looking strange.
Well, come on. Somebody tell me. Sit down.
Thank you, thank you. Have you seen Chester, Kitty?
No, why?
Yeah, we may never see him again.
What? What happened?
Not much, really, but I'm sure he wishes he was dead right now.
Oh, what's this all about?
Chester's father came to town today.
Well, what's so terrible about that?
He thinks Chester is the marshal here.
What?
Yeah, that's right, Kitty. Chester wrote to his father, and he probably stretched the truth a little bit, like we all do sometimes.
Oh, no. Well, where are they now?
Over at the Dodge house, he's getting the old man a room there.
I never saw Chester look so scared in my life, Kitty. You should have seen him. He grabbed his paw and he lit out of the office like his coat was on fire.
Oh, don't be hard on him, Matt.
I'm not going to be hard on him.
Well, his father must be pretty old.
Oh, he's old, all right, yeah. He can't hear good and he can hardly see. But he's a bright old fellow.
Well, you can't let the old man be disappointed, Matt.
Well, what would you suggest I do, Kitty?
I don't know. Just don't hurt him, that's all.
I'm not going to hurt him, Kitty. I don't care if the old man thinks Chester's a marshal.
Matt, we should think of something to make Chester look good while his father's in town.
Yeah. I heard the old man tell Chester that he was only going to stay for a few days. Oh, say, Matt, now maybe you could lie low for a while.
I wouldn't mind that. I need a rest.
Hey, I got it. Why don't you get somebody to pretend to hold up and then let Chester play marshal and take him in? You can turn him loose when his father leaves.
Oh, now, Kitty, I couldn't do a thing like that.
Well, something's got to be done, Matt.
Yes, did you? I could put you to bed, Matt.
What are you talking about, Doc?
Yeah, you get sick and I'll examine you and say that you've got a rare blood disease and you have to go to bed for a few days.
It might work, Matt. Oh, you can't let that old man go away thinking Chester's been lying to him all this time.
No. We'll get Moss Grimmick to stage a fake holdup, you see? Then we'll come and get Chester, and right in front of his father, he'll capture the bandit.
You're the one with a rare disease, Doc, and it's not in your blood, it's in your brain.
Oh, do it, Matt. You got to.
No, I don't got to. I don't want any part of a fake holdup. Now, you just get that out of your head.
Oh, Matt.
Well, I'm going back to the office.
Oh, sure, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Ruin an old man in his last days.
What do you think, Doc?
Old Matt'll come around all right, Kitty. He always does. I'll go talk to Moss Grimmick and have it all set.
Anybody here? I say, anybody in here? Oh, there you are, Dillon. Took to your bed kind of early, didn't you? It ain't but 4 o'clock.
Hello, Mr. Proudfoot. Where's Chester?
Yes. Well, I guess you got such a dead little town on your hands you can do that, you and Chester.
I say, where is Chester?
Saying something?
I said, where's Chester?
Don't yell like that. Hurts my ear pans when you bellow around like that. You got a pretty big voice on you there, Dillon. What's the matter with you? Feeling poorly, are you? I say feeling poorly, are you?
I feel terrible.
Too bad. Chester ain't feeling too good neither.
Huh?
Oh, been lolling around on my bed over at the rooming house all day. Good thing you boys got this dead town on your hands.
Yeah.
People be up the creek with both the marshal and his assistant in bed. Ooch over there. I say, ooch over there. Let me take a look at you. Let me look at your eyes. Tell everything about how a man feels by looking to his... Look at me, Dillon.
I can't help looking at you.
That's
Mr.
it.
Proudfoot.
That's coming. Yes, sir. You've got bad eyes there, Dillon. That one in particular. You got a good voice, but bad eyes. Them eyes remind me of Chester's Uncle Hector. Last time he looked all slack-jawed like that, he died the next day. Huh? What say?
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
Oh, thought you talked.
No.
Yes, sir. Hector was Chester's fighting uncle. Reckon that's where Chester gets all his get up and go.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Was something different, though. Hector fought again the law, Hector did. Ever seen a man stirred up again the law all the time like old Hector was?
Have you had your
Hated
dinner
the law.
yet, Mr. Proudfoot?
Oh, indeed, he was a winner. You're right there. Won all his battles. Killed 2 marshals, Hector did. Killed them dead. It's a good thing Chester's on the side of the law. Man that's a terror like that ought to be on the side of the law.
Hey, Matt, you
Chester
here?
ought to be...
Hello, Mr. Proudfoot.
Do what? Oh, you're here. Look here, you got a sick deputy here, Adams. Better go get a horse doctor and get him straightened out.
What are you doing in bed, Matt?
I'm in bed because I'm sick, Doc. Did you ever hear of anything like that?
You're sick?
Uh-huh.
You are, Matt? Oh, say, that's fine.
Yeah, well, I figured you'd think so. Doc, would you do me a favor and take Mr. Proudfoot out to dinner? Anything, just get him out of here.
Yeah, sure, Matt. You bet. Oh, see, your eyes look kind of beady there.
Yeah, well, we've been through all that.
Well, if I didn't know better, I'd say that you had a fever.
Adams, I say you got a sick boy there, Adams.
Doc, would you go right now?
Yeah, okay. Oh, sure. Mr. Proudfoot, you come with me. Come with me, Mr. Proudfoot. I'll take you to dinner.
Yeah, dinner? No, too early for dinner. Take a little glass of Dutch water with you, though, but don't let on Chester, will you?
Yeah, sure. I'll see you later, Matt, and I'll let Kitty know you're with us.
Oh, fine, Doc. Good.
Yeah.
You let Kitty know I'm with you.
Yes,
you just
fine.
go.
Yes, sir, Adams. That boy there is sicker than a pig.
Let Kitty know I'm with you.
Doc! Doc, you come back here!
Hometowns in America have a lot in common, and yet they're each one of a kind. Take, for example, Chicago, Illinois. The land of the Spiegel catalog and the Playboy Bunny Beacon is a toddling town. And at the summer music festivals in Grant Park, the price is right. But standing at Marshall Field on State and Randolph, you're on the windiest corner in the world as your body braces for the blast. The colorful neighborhoods of the West Side are gone to urban development. But the University of Illinois is getting a new campus there. In theater, there's the Second City on the near north side, or the Theater on the Lake in Lincoln Park. Shopping in the suburbs offers Old Orchard in Skokie, Randhurst in Mount Prospect, and Oak Brook near Hinsdale. Chicago can't win them all, though. In 1948, the Tribune said Dewey defeats Truman, and in the fall of '66, the convention center burned. But if your hometown is Chicago, you already know this. We only wanted to remind you, it's still there.
Hey, Kitty.
Doc.
Where's Doc?
I don't know, Matt. He was here a little while ago. Why?
Well, I've wasted a half hour looking at all the eating houses for him. He's got Chester's father with him. I gotta stop him.
Stop him from what?
From that fool idea that you and he had.
What do you mean, fool idea? Doc came by and said it was on, that you were playing sick in bed.
Kitty, I was in bed because I really was sick, and I still am sick. Have you and Doc lost your senses?
Well, we're just trying to help Chester, that's all.
Now, look, what if somebody else sees that hold-up Moss Grimmick is staging? How do they know that he's just playing games, huh?
Doc and I aren't going to let anybody get hurt, Matt. And you know Chester, he'll play along all the way.
That's exactly what I'm afraid of.
Oh, Kitty! All set, Kitty. Oh, hello, Matt. Oh, you're on your feet for the fun.
You call this thing off right now, Doc.
Oh, no, it's too late, Matt. Chester and his father up at the Dodge House in exactly 3 minutes from now. Moss Grimmick is going to rush up there and say there's a holdup at the livery stable.
And I'm putting a stop to it before somebody gets...
What's that?
I don't know. It's not time yet.
Oh, come on, Doc. You can watch the fun you started.
Yes, all right. Come on.
You know, something ought to knock your head off for this.
Now, Matt, now take it easy, Matt.
Marshal Dillon.
What?
You better hurry. Chester just shot a man at the Dodge House.
Good Lord!
Come on, let me through here, will you please? Move aside. Let me through.
Yes, stand back. Matt, wait. Oh, look. Chester's sitting on somebody.
Chester, what are you doing? Get off of that man. Doc, check that one line over there.
I will.
That's my boy, the marshal there, Dillon.
Stand back.
He shot and wounded one fella, and we subdued the other one.
All right,
Him
Mr.
cold, we
Fine.
did. Ain't a bad night's work, is it?
No, Chester, will you get up?
Well, Mr. Dillon, he tried to kill me and Paul.
Get up, I said. He's unconscious.
Oh, Matt, wait a minute. Look here.
What is it, Doc?
Look at this man. It's Jack Pargo.
What?
You know the man on that wanted poster?
Yeah, that is Pargo, all right.
Matter, Dillon? That fella a friend of yours, is he? He tried to hold up the hotel office here.
No, Mr. Proudfoot, it's not a friend of mine.
Huh? What say? Or anybody catch that comment? Hey, Chester! What? Chester! Hurry up, Chester. There's a hold up at the livery stable.
Moss, go home.
Yeah, but Doc told me that.
Just go back to your livery stable and call off the holdup, huh?
Yeah, forget it, Moss. Forget it. We've had the real thing, right?
Well, goodbye, Moss.
Well, yeah, sure. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Yes, goodbye.
Wait, what? Our fella come here. Notice something here, did you, Dillon? Chester was right on the spot, he was. That's the reason he took my bed for so long.
Uh-huh.
He got an instinct for these things, Chester has. Put him right here on the spot for this hold-up.
Now,
there's a reason for everything, I always say,
yeah,
Dillon.
well, there's a reason, all right.
What say, Dillon? Mr. Dillon, I can explain all this.
No, Chester, you and your father take care of things here. I'm sick and I'm going to bed.
Don't count on me taking care of things, Dillon. I'm leaving on the morning stage. Now I've saw my boy in action.
Yeah, well, all right, Mr. Proudfoot. Goodbye and good luck to you.
You wait right here a minute, Pa. Mr. Dillon.
Yeah, what?
Mr. Dillon, I can explain.
You don't have to, Chester.
But yes, I do have to explain. I swear I've never been so humiliated in all my whole life. I've been thinking about it all day, Mr. Dillon. I never wrote but 2 letters to Pa, and, well, maybe I did stretch a couple things, but Pa, he put it all together and made me out more important than what I am. But I'll set him straight, Mr. Dillon, honest, I will. I'll tell him the truth, and I'll do it right now.
Chester. You do, and you're fired. Now you go on back and help your father take care of things.
Yes, sir, Mr. Dillon.
When I want an example of how a term or phrase is used, I generally find a colorful example in some speech of that old political character, Elijah Cuddlestone. For instance, now I admit, I say, of course, I'm a grassroots candidate. I work from the bottom up. That is, I get down to the basics of a matter, down to the grassroots. Now, I want to know how you're my people, and I insist on knowing how you might be affected. That is why you elected me, because I am one of you, and it's like I say, I am elected by you and working for you. Well, getting down to grassroots seems to be what politicians and office seekers report themselves as doing most any time, but more especially preceding an election. It's a folksy American phrase that simply means getting down to the underlying principles or basic facts of a matter, and may be used at any time by anyone. The actual origin of the phrase is unknown, but its reported usage predates 1885.
Gunsmoke. Produced and directed by Norman McDonald. Stars William Conrad as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal. Featured in the cast were Parley Bear as Chester, Howard McNear as Doc, and Georgia Ellis as Kitty. George Walsh speaking. Join us again next week for another specially transcribed story on Gunsmoke. This is the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
An Armed Forces recording of Gunsmoke as it was originally broadcast at 6:30 Eastern Time on Sunday, July 20th, 1958, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Let's look at what's coming. Well, let's go ahead and do yours truly, Johnny Dollar, which will be coming up next. That aired at 5:05 Eastern Time, and then we'll go back to tell you what's coming up on our Monday podcast.
Everyone in the United States should know his community's public action signals and what they mean. There are two signals. The alert signal is a steady blast of 3 to 5 minutes. It means attack is probable. Take action as directed by your local authorities. Tune your radio to the Conrad frequency of 640 or 1240 for official instructions and information. The take cover signal is a wavering tone or short blast for 3 minutes. It means attack is imminent. Take cover in the best available shelter. Be prepared. Know these signals and what they mean.
I think most of us, our favorite iteration of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is those shows that were done by Bob Bailey. And we're going to hear actually a 25-minute episode of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey. 67 years ago, July 20th, 1958, 5:05 Eastern Time, and Johnny's fishing with Mojave Red.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
Here's your number in Kingman, Mr. Dollar.
Oh, thank you, operator.
One moment.
Jake Kessler. Johnny Dollar, Jake.
So you found out I was right. You've left our fair state of Arizona and gone back to Hartford.
Wrong.
Huh? You mean you're still at Lake Mojave Resort?
I sure am.
Then I'm still betting that you haven't found anything to indicate Elmer Hobbs' death wasn't accidental drowning.
Jake.
So your expenses will have to come right out of your own pocket instead of the company.
Listen.
As for that crow you talked about eating, how do you want it cooked?
Listen, will you?
What?
Have you mailed in the insurance claim yet?
Well, I was just about to run it over to the post office when your call came in.
Tear it up.
What?
Because, Jake, Elmer Hobbs was murdered.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Greater Southwest Insurance and Liability Company, Kingman, Arizona office. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my further investigation of the Mojave Red matter. Expense account item 1, 20 cents for the phone call to Jake Kessler in Kingman. I made that call in the office there at Lake Mojave Resort. And needless to say, Jake didn't quite believe me at first.
Murdered? Elmer Hobbs was murdered?
Jake, I'd bet my last buck on it.
Yeah, but Johnny, the police spent 2 or 3 days over there investigating. The coroner, too, and they all reported no evidence of foul play.
That's simply because they didn't know where to look.
What do you mean?
You know Red Barrett, the old fishing guide over here?
Well, I've heard of him.
Well, Red found the boat that Hobbs used that day. It was lying on the bottom of one of the coves up in the big basin.
Sure, because of the storm that drowned Elmer Hobbs.
Because somebody sank it. That boat had a couple of air tanks on it that would keep it afloat even if it was swamped.
Oh?
But, Jake, those tanks were cut open by whoever killed Hobbs.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
But who did it, Johnny?
That's what I'm going to find out. I'll call you later. I hung up on Jake Kessler, then walked on back to the dock where I found Red Barrett and Buster Favor waiting for me.
You get your call to Kingman through all right, Johnny?
Yeah, Red. Jake Kessler's holding up the claim on Elmer Hobbs' insurance.
Good. That's good.
Did you, tell Buster what we found up the lake?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Johnny, he did. It's like I said in the beginning. I just didn't see how a man like Mr. Hobbs could ever get himself capsized up in the big basin, no matter how bad a wind came up.
Buster was the only one that agreed with me, Johnny.
Well, quite frankly, I don't see why everybody wasn't suspicious when Hobbs' boat wasn't found after the storm.
Right, Johnny. But now that you and Red found it, sunk in the bottom of that cove and with the flotation tanks cut open, yeah, it sure looks like murder.
Oh, that's what I thought from the first, Buster. That's why I telephoned all the way to Hartford to get Johnny out here.
But who could have wanted to kill him? Any ideas, Buster?
No, sir, Johnny, I certainly haven't.
You sure there was nobody here at the resort who might have wanted him out of the way?
Johnny, the other folks who were here at the time it happened, why, they didn't even know Mr. Hobbs.
You're sure of that?
Absolutely. See, he wasn't much of a mixer. He stayed by himself all the time.
That's right, Johnny. Elmer used to go out fishing first thing in the morning, and he'd be the last to come in at night. He'd go to his room, cook his supper, and then go to bed.
All right, listen. He was killed just before or during the big storm you had.
That's right.
Who else was out on the lake at that time?
Nobody. Nobody from here, that is. All our people, all our boats were back here at the landing. They'd got the storm warning.
So don't you see, Johnny, it must have been somebody from up the lake.
What do you mean?
From one of the other landings.
What other landings?
Cottonwood, Emery's, any one of them. Yes, sir. Somebody sank his boat and tried to sink his body with it.
But we found his body washed up on the Nevada shore. You found it, Red.
Yes, I did. My best friend.
I dove down to that boat, Buster. And I found not only the bashed-in flotation tanks, but where the anchor line had apparently been lashed around the body to hold it there.
And you remember, Buster, the rope marks we found on Elmer's body?
Yeah, but the police, sheriff, coroner, and the rest...
What did they say?
He probably just got tangled up in that rope when he was fighting the storm. But they were wrong.
Yeah, apparently.
Well, why do you say that, Johnny?
Well, because so far this evidence of murder is, well, it's all circumstantial. As for motive...
Motive? Well, I hadn't thought of that.
Red...
Well, the main thing is that cutting open the flotation tanks was done with some kind of an axe.
I was asking about motive.
And I know that Elmer didn't have any axe on that boat.
Did you find the axe, Johnny?
No. Now, Red...
I'll tell you what he had in his boat, beside his clothes, I mean.
Well, let's cover this motive thing.
He had the anchor, of course. That went with the boat.
Red.
He had a nice new Silaflex rod with a Mitchell 300 on it.
Yeah, but now look.
He had a long-handled net that he'd picked up somewhere in L.A., and an old beat-up McKinney tackle box full of plugs and spoons and a fish stringer. And that was all, Johnny. No axe. That was all he had.
Red, that bush you're beating around is getting pretty big.
Well, Johnny, I don't know what you mean.
Well, I asked you about possible motive, and so far all you've done is evade the question.
Now, why should I do that?
Well, that's what I want to find out.
Well, now, Johnny...
You know of anyone who might have wanted Mr. Hobbs dead? You say you knew him pretty well.
And I did, yes, sir.
Well?
No, sir. No, sir, I certainly don't.
You're sure?
Why, Elmer... Well, nobody could want to kill a fine man like him, Johnny. He was one of my best friends.
Yeah.
At least while ever he was here, I mean. I never knew anything about him in L.A., I mean.
He was in business back there, I understand.
That's right, with a man he called Stu Manley.
Wait a minute.
What is it, Johnny?
I'm going back to the office and call Jake Kessler again.
Yes, sir. Elmer was my best friend.
Come on. Come on up to the office with me, Buster.
Well, you can use the phone here on the dock, Johnny.
No. Come on. Red, we'll see you later.
I'll be here, sir.
You look like you just got hit with an idea, Johnny.
Yeah, and I'm afraid it isn't a very pretty one.
Oh?
Morning,
What is it, Johnny?
Any of the early fishermen come in yet?
Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Carson, and they picked up some nice bass up above the power line crossing.
Good. I was thinking of going up that way myself.
Yeah, well, good luck. Now, what were you going to say, Johnny?
Were Red and Mr. Hobbs such really good friends?
Well, they were always together when he came here. Of course, they were always fighting like cats and dogs over some silly thing or other, but didn't mean it. Oh, now, wait a minute, Johnny.
Was Red alone when he found Hobbs' body?
Yeah, he was, and he brought it back here. But now, look.
There weren't any other boats up the lake?
Yeah, there were, but Red was searching that particular part of the shore alone. But surely you don't
Jake
think...
Kessler told me something about Hobbs' insurance policy, but not quite enough.
Johnny, listen.
Come on, let's get to that phone.
Well, then, Johnny, don't you think you ought to call in the police?
No.
If you're right, that is.
No, let me handle this alone for the moment. Now listen, Jake.
Yeah?
Didn't you tell me that the insurance claim was filed by one of Hobbs' beneficiaries, plural?
That's right, by his business partner in L.A.
Who were the others?
Just one other. If you'd taken time to listen to me.
Who is it?
You were so all fired up when I drove you down
Who
there.
is this other beneficiary, Jake?
You're still sure Hobbs was murdered, huh?
I'll bet on it.
So now you're looking for somebody with a motive, huh?
The beneficiary, Jake.
Like I told you. One of them was his business partner, J. Stuart Manley.
And the other?
Red.
Red.
Yeah, Red Barrett.
Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
And now, Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar and the Mojave Red Sequel.
Two people who I knew stood to gain by the death of Elmer Hobbs. One, his business partner, J. Stuart Manley in Los Angeles. The other, Red Barrett, fishing guide at Lake Mojave Resort, who said he'd found his body, who professed to have been his best friend. I wondered. I said as much to Buster Favor as we sat there in the office of the resort.
Red do a thing like that, I won't believe it, Johnny.
But he's the one person who could have engineered the whole thing, Buster.
But why, then, would he lead us to the place where Mr. Hobbs' boat was sunk? And point up the fact it was deliberately sunk, and an attempt made to sink Hobbs' body with it?
Oh, there's a cover-up? To make him look clean?
Oh, no, Johnny.
Well, the boat would have been found in that cove sooner or later anyway.
I tell you, you're wrong if you suspect Red. Look, if Hobbs' business partner is a beneficiary, too, why don't you look him up?
I fully intend to, unless Red did do it.
No.
And I can prove it.
No, Johnny.
Let's go back to the dock so I can talk to him again and see...
Buster, Oh, hello, Johnny.
I suppose you've heard, Ham?
Yes, Red told me. You're quite sure it was murder?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Listen, Buster.
Yeah.
Look, Ham, as manager of this resort, you know Red pretty well.
I sometimes wonder. That's what I came up here to ask you about, Buster.
Huh?
Did you send him skiting out of here?
What?
We just left him down at the dock.
You mean you didn't see him tearing out of here in the pickup truck a few minutes ago?
What?
Ham.
Red?
Where'd he go?
I don't know, but he certainly left in a hurry.
Johnny.
Yeah.
No, I still can't believe it.
What are you boys talking about?
Nothing. Ham, is there a car around here I can use?
Oh, sure. Take mine. There are the keys.
Thanks. Now, look.
Incidentally, Buster, I was poking around where Red kept his fishing tackle trying to find that rig he borrowed from me last week.
What did you find, Ham?
Well, I thought Buster might know where the old coot got hold of that new spinning outfit. Silaflex rod.
What?
Yeah, and a brand spanking new...
Mitchell Reel.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
All right, Ham, Buster, you just sit tight. If Red comes back here before I do...
Comes back?
Yeah, say nothing to him about what we've learned. Just keep him here and tell him I'll return to talk with him later. Nothing else.
But, Johnny...
No, do as I say.
Look, boys, what's going on
I'll
here?
see you later.
Well, now, Johnny...
Red was one of Elmer Hobbs' beneficiaries. He was the one who'd found the body. He had the fishing tackle that had belonged to Hobbs. And when it was discovered by Ham Pratt, he'd left in a hurry. All pretty incriminating. Which is not why I took off in Ham's car. West on 77, south on 95, and west again on 66. Item 4, $1 even for a sandwich and a Coke and Barstow. Item 5, $4.80 for a tank full of gas at the sign of the Flying Red Horse. Then westward again. And always with an eye out for Red in the old pickup truck. Finally, as the sun was disappearing over the edge of the Pacific, I pulled into Los Angeles. The real estate office of Manley and Hobbs was closed. A directory at the nearest phone booth gave me J. Stuart Manley's home address. 1308 Pandora Avenue in the residential section. Call Westwood. The neat white stucco house was dark, the garage empty. I let myself in through a back door by slipping the lock with the aid of one of my business cards. It was hard to see inside, but I didn't want to turn on any lights. And that was a mistake. Because as I quietly rounded a corner and started toward the den, I guessed wrong. Somebody was at home, was in that den behind the now closed door. And that somebody knew that I was in the house. There was only one thing to do, try to bull my way through. Well, Mr. Manley, you're just... Oh, you killer! Wait a minute. Oh. Red.
Johnny Dollar. Well, it kind of looks like I made a mistake, doesn't it?
Yeah, Red. The biggest mistake of your life.
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Hey, it's Ryan Seacrest. Life comes at you fast, which is why it's important to find some time to relax. A little you time. Enter Chumba Casino. With no download required, you can jump on anytime, anywhere for the chance to redeem some serious prizes. So treat yourself with Chumba Casino and play over 100 online casino-style games, all for free. Go to ChumbaCasino.com to collect your free welcome bonus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Mojave Red Sequel.
You know what common sense tells me, Red?
What, Johnny?
That you and J. Stewart Manley were in cahoots in the murder of Elmer Hobbs.
Oh, no, sir. You can't believe that.
You told us that Hobbs had a Silaflex rod, a Mitchell reel in his boat.
Yes, sir, he did. Just like the
We found him, Red. Among your things back at the lake.
Oh, you found mine, Johnny, that Elmer gave me to match his. Look. Now, look what I found here in Manley's closet. This was Elmer's rod and reel, Johnny.
What?
All strung up with a wobble right spoon on it, just the way he fished with it. And he could cast so accurate.
You're sure this was his?
Well, here's his initials right on the butt, and scratched on the reel, too.
E.H.
Yes, if you'd have looked, you would have found my initials on the rod there at the lake. But look here. Look what I found in the corner of this closet, all wrapped up, like to hide it.
The axe.
And I'm no detective, Johnny, but just look at these marks, like it was used to hack at some kind of thin metal.
The flotation tanks on that boat. Maybe you are a detective, Red, and a good one. But why did you come tearing in here to L.A.?
In the hopes, Johnny, I'd find these things. I thought from the first that Manley might be the one. Elmer never did really trust him. He told me that many a time.
But you didn't accuse him when I talked to you at the lake.
I wanted some proof.
Manley'd not only get a hunk of Hobbs' insurance, but a share of the business.
That's right, sir. I pulled a little trick on him, too.
What do you mean?
Well, I stopped along the way and I phoned him to make sure that he wouldn't be here for a while.
Well, what did you tell him?
I disguised my voice, Johnny, real good.
Oh, that voice of yours?
I told him that this was a friend, I said. That I thought he ought to know that you were working on the case.
Oh.
That if he'd left any evidence at Lake Mojave, he'd better get there and steer you away from it.
Red.
And that's the way I got him away from here so I could find this stuff.
But if he's gone to Lake Mojave...
Oh, I knew you could take care of him. And if I did find these things like I did, I was going to phone you there to be ready for him.
Well, then why did you attack me when I came in here?
Sorry, Johnny, but I thought maybe he'd got wise and come back and maybe recognized my voice after all.
Exactly what happened, Red.
Mr. Manley? Sir?
That's right, J. Stewart Manley. And this is my wife, Mr. Dollar. Red.
Shoot them. Kill them, Stewart. They're burglars, don't you see? And we caught them robbing the house.
Quiet, Mary.
I suppose that means we were right. That you did kill your partner, Elmer Hobbs.
That stupid old man, fishing all the time instead of tending to the office, taking all the money.
Mary.
But now we'll have some money for a change. Own the business.
Mary, shut up. I see you found old Elmer's things.
No, sir. This fishing rod is his, not yours.
Oh, put it down.
Pretty foolish of you to bring that stuff here, Manley, especially the axe. I'm sure any good police lab will find traces of aluminum from the boat on it.
Kill him, Stuart. They're robbers. Their fingerprints will be all over.
Yeah, Mary's right. Your prowler's ransacking my house. And I can see the bulge of your pistol, Dollar. So any court in the land will uphold my right to kill you in self-defense. And, Dollar, you go first.
Listen, you think you can shoot as straight as I can cast a fishing plug?
Huh?
Like this?
Oh, no.
No!
Oh, get back, Mrs. Manley. I'd hate to have to sock a woman.
But you hurt him.
Yeah, as badly as he hurt Elmer Hobbs.
And look, that horrible fishing plug. The hooks have ripped his hand open. It's bleeding. That red-headed old fool throwing those hooks at him.
Oh, quiet.
Stuart, dear Stuart.
Red, that was a beautiful piece of casting. He almost tore his hand off with that plug.
Well, Johnny, it was with Elmer's own rig. I think maybe he would have liked that. I hope so. But you know what I hope the most, Johnny?
What, Red?
That the fishing is real good up where Elmer is now.
Manley and his wife. Yeah, Red had figured right. The morning of the day that Hobbs was killed, they'd rented a boat out of Cottonwood Landing, a few miles up the lake. Then ambushed him there in the big basin. Bob Cole at Cottonwood had noticed the new rod and reel when they'd come back off the lake, just before the big storm. Had noticed the axe, too, when he'd wondered about it. Now he knows. So, from here on in, it's up to the sheriff's office and the courts. Expense account total, including return of Ham's car, a few days of fishing, and the trip back to Hartford, $307 even. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our star will return in just a moment. Now, here's our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, some of the funniest old characters I ever meet. And a 10-year-old boy solves the case. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone, who also wrote today's story. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Harley Bear, Forrest Lewis, Barney Phillips, Alan Reed, and Russell Thorson. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Roy Rowan speaking.
5:05 Eastern Time on CBS. Back 67 years ago today, July 20th, 1958. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now, here's what we got coming up on our Monday podcast. We'll have an episode of Wanted and the Man Everyone Liked. Calling All Cars from 1937, The Big Story from 1948, and Robert A. Heinlein's The Green Hills of Earth, as it was heard on the CBS Radio Workshop in 1957. Westerns on Tuesday, with episodes of Fort Laramie, Gunsmoke, Roy Rogers, and Tales of the Texas Rangers. On Wednesday, we will have Dangerous Assignment, The Man Called X, I Was a Communist for the FBI, and Calling All Cars, another episode there. On Thursday, the Academy Award Theater presentation of Foreign Correspondent, The Crime Club, A Life in Your Hands, and Night Watch. And then on Friday, Dr. Christian, starring Gene Hersholt, Counter Spy, Satan's Waitin', and Murder by Experts. That's all straight ahead, the week ahead here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Visit us anytime at classicradio.stream. Up next, the summer replacements for Suspense in 1950, Somebody Knows.
Home shelters are your best protection from radioactive fallout. A basement shelter will offer good protection, but an underground shelter 3 feet below ground will give almost complete protection. It's your responsibility to decide which is the safest area in your home, then determine what needs to be done to give it the best possible protection. If you want to build a basement shelter with concrete or sandbagged walls and ceiling, plans are available. Remember, the moderate cost of constructing a shelter is low-cost insurance for you.
By the way, just to make it clear, I did not edit out the commercials in that episode of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Somebody else did. But that happens sometimes. Okay, now we're going to go back 75 years, July 20th, 1950. An episode of Somebody Knows, the summer replacement, CBS offering a $5,000 reward for the solution to the unsolved murder of Joseph P. Bohanak.
Suspense, which is heard on Thursday nights at this hour, is taking its customary summer holiday. Suspense returns to the air 6 weeks from now on Thursday, August 31st.
Ladies and gentlemen, a $5,000 reward will be offered each week on the program immediately following this announcement.
You out there, you who think you've committed the perfect crime, the perfect murder, that there are no clues, no witnesses, that your identity is unknown. Listen.
Somebody knows.
Yes, you, wherever you may be, no matter where you're hiding. Somewhere, sometime, someone listening to this program is going to bring you to justice. Yes.
Somebody knows.
The Columbia Broadcasting System presents Somebody Knows, a program conceived in the public interest, dedicated to aiding the forces of law and order in the solution of this nation's unsolved crimes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to recreate for you tonight all the known facts in an actual unsolved murder. Somewhere, someone among you has had contact with the killer or killers. Someone whose identity need never be known has seen evidence or possesses information that can lead to the solution of this crime.
In the public interest, the Columbia Broadcasting System offers $5,000 reward for evidence or information leading to the arrest and conviction of the killer in this unsolved murder.
We ask you then to please listen carefully, for you may be the one to win this reward.
Somebody knows.
It may be you. And now we open the files on one of this nation's unsolved murders. It's homicide file number 235-1950 of the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania Police Department. The unsolved murder of Joseph P. Bohanak. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes past midnight, Monday morning, April 10th, 1950. Red car number 13 of the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania Police Department cruises slowly along in the almost deserted vicinity of Broad and Carpenter Streets in South Philadelphia. As the red car approaches the intersection of Broad and Carpenter, Patrolman Harry Bunting and Sergeant George Chester look toward the Atlantic Refining Company filling station on the northwest corner. It's well lighted, and the night manager is plainly visible within the office. He waves a cheerful hand in greeting.
No trouble there tonight, Harry?
Doesn't look like it.
Oh, what's the time?
2:20.
Well, we'll be around again in an hour.
Yeah.
Number 11 car. Number 11 car.
That's not us.
Disturbance at Broad and Fitzwater.
Car 11, Broad and Fitzwater. Got it.
It is now 2 hours and 30 minutes past midnight, Monday morning, April 10th, 1950. And within the office of the Atlantic Refining Company filling station on the northwest corner of Broad and Carpenter Streets in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It is now 2 hours and 35 minutes past midnight. Monday morning, April 10th, 1950. A 1949 Ford sedan drives south on Broad Street, approaching Carpenter. John A. Pellegrino of Chalfont, Pennsylvania, is at the wheel. He approaches the filling station at the corner, slows and pulls in, stopping beside the pumps.
Hey, where is that guy anyway? Probably asleep in the office. Hey, is anyone... Good Lord.
John Pellegrino runs out of the filling station office and into the street. A yellow cab is driving north on Broad Street.
Hey, cab, stop! Hold it, will ya?
What's the matter, mister?
The police. I gotta get the police.
Police? What's up?
The filling station, the attendant. Looks like he's hurt pretty bad. We gotta get the police.
Okay, mister. See what you can do around here. But I'll probably find a cop before you will.
John Banks, the driver of the yellow cab, speeds northward on Broad Street. Near the intersection of Fitzwater Street, he sees police car number 11 in charge of patrolmen Stecker and Donnell.
Hey, red car! Something wrong at the filling station at Broad and Carpenter. Guy's been hurt. Better get there fast.
Okay, thanks.
Red car 11 proceeds immediately to the filling station and pulls up in the driveway. One of the patrolmen is out of the car and hurrying to the office almost before it comes to a halt. He pushes aside the half-open door, enters the office, and stops. A man lies motionless on the floor beside a show window, in a pool of blood, his head toward the door. A bullet wound is plainly visible in one temple. The policeman bends down, feels for a pulse. Then...
Get the emergency car, Donald. He's been shot.
This is car 11. Send an emergency car to Broad and Carpenter. Hospital case, shooting. Car 11, send an emergency car to Broad and Carpenter.
In a matter of minutes, the police ambulance is at the scene. The wounded man removed and sped to the Graduate Hospital. There he's examined immediately by Dr. Sylvester. The doctor's report, recorded at 3 a.m.,
dead on arrival. Removed to the morgue.
At approximately the same time that Dr. Sylvester is examining the body, a telephone rings in an office of the Detective Division on the first floor of Philadelphia's historic City Hall.
Homicide, Riccardi.
Complaint room, Riccardi. There's been a shooting at a gas station, Broad and Carpenter Streets.
Right. Brenner's here. Come on, we've got work to do.
Detective Sergeant Samuel Riccardi and Detective Eugene Brennizer of the Homicide Division proceed at once to the scene of the shooting, and the police investigation of the crime begins. Several officials of the Atlantic Refining Company also arrive at the filling station, and among them is Mr. Philip T. Hopley, supervisor of the company. Following information is given to Acting Detective Lieutenant Charles Brown of the 1st Division at the 15th Street and Snyder Avenue headquarters.
His name was Bohanak, Lieutenant Joseph P. Bohanak. He's been with us, the Atlantic Refining Company, since October 1945. This past year, as night manager of the Broad and Carpenter Street station.
Mm-hmm. What else do you know about him, Mr. Hopley?
Well, let's see. He was 38, married. Wife's name is Mary, 2 children, girl 14, boy 7. What's happened at that station tonight, Lieutenant?
Well, right now, we'd have to guess. Our files show that Bohanak was the complainant in an attempted robbery and holdup at that station on December 2nd in 49. And there was a successful attempt at robbery just 11 days ago.
Yes, I know.
Well, this might have been another robbery attempt. And if Bohanak tried to put up a fight and was...
Our men are all warned not to resist if any such attempts are made, Lieutenant. We most certainly don't want them to get hurt.
Naturally not, Mr. Hopley, but I thought...
Of course, Joe did feel pretty grim about the last holdup, but I don't think he'd have done anything. Thought too much of his wife and kids. He'd been trying to get off night work because of them.
Oh.
He asked for transfer, for a day job upstate. Promised to give him one, too. Matter of fact, there's a vacancy going to open up in another week or two.
Meanwhile, Detective Sergeant Samuel Riccardi completes his investigation at the filling station. then proceeds to Number 1 Detective Division to learn what information has been uncovered there.
Joseph P. Bohanak, 2816 East Castor Avenue.
He was the complainant in an attempted holdup at the same spot last December 2nd, Sam.
Yeah, I see. The two brothers apprehended as suspects released on bail December 13th.
We sent out a pickup on him, just in case.
Yeah. Well, I'll check back with you later, Lieutenant.
What about your preliminary report, Sam?
It'll hold for a couple of hours.
Oh? Something more important to do?
Somebody's got to tell the widow, don't they?
A short while later, a police car pulls up before the neat, well-kept house at 2816 East Castor Avenue. Several men get out and walk reluctantly to the front door. They hesitate there a moment, uneasily, and then one of them stabs at the doorbell with a rough, angry gesture.
Yes? What is it?
We'd like to see Mrs. Mary Bohanak, please.
I'm Mrs. Bohanak. Who are you?
I'm Detective Sergeant Riccardi, Mrs. Bohanak, Homicide Division. I'd like
Detective? The police? What do you want with... Joe, something's happened. What is it? What's happened? Tell me, what's happened?
There was some trouble at the filling station, Mrs. Bohanak. Your husband was shot. I'm afraid
Joe, shot? Oh, no. No, he couldn't have been. Where is he? I must get to him. Where is he? You said Homicide Division. Then my Joe's...
I'm sorry, Mrs. Bohanak.
Joe was such a good man. Why did anyone want to kill my Joe? Joe was such a good man. Why did anyone want to kill my Joe? Why did anyone want to kill my Joe? Why?
In just a moment, we'll continue with homicide file number 235-1950 of the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania Police Department, the unsolved murder of Joseph P. Bohanak.
CBS invites you to hear another adventure in the far corners of the world with yours truly, Johnny Dollar, tonight. Starring Hollywood actor Edmund O'Brien, yours truly, Johnny Dollar, brings you the adventures of a top investigator for a large insurance company. For action, thrills, and adventure in the far places, listen to yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Edmund O'Brien, every Thursday on most of these same CBS stations. Now, back to Somebody Knows, and a true case history of an actual murder.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll continue with the rest of the factual information concerning the unsolved murder of Joseph P. Bohanak.
Remember, $5,000 reward will be paid for information leading to the arrest and conviction of his killer. And the name and identity of the person supplying that information need never be known.
During the day of Monday, April 10th, 1950, all the information then known by the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania Police Department is correlated and reported upon. Ballistics has this to say.
Fatal bullets were .32 caliber automatic. They were fired from foreign, Belgian, smokeless cartridge cases. The automatic used had right-hand rifling.
Coroner's Detective John Fenton made this report.
An examination of the body of the deceased disclosed one bullet wound in the vicinity of the right temple, one bullet wound just to the left of the spine at the shoulder blade, one at the shoulder joint, and one below the armpit to the rear. One eye was badly bruised.
At the filling station, the remains of a sandwich, a piece of cake, and some milk are on the desk. A short folding ladder is overturned, and a man's cap is found beneath it. $25.72 in bills and change is scattered around. On the basis of this information, Sergeant Riccardi reconstructs the crime at number 1 detectives for Acting Lieutenant Brown.
The way I see it, Lieutenant, around 2:20 a.m., Bohanak was counting his receipts and entering records in ledger.
Yep.
He was eating lunch at the same time. He waved to Chester and Bunting in red car 13, went back to his work.
Mm-hmm.
Then his killers came into the station, put up a fight for a while. That's when the ladder turned over and one of the killers lost his cap.
Yeah?
And tried to break away. That's when they gave him one through the back. As he fell, they fired 2 more into his back, and gave him a 4th bullet into the right temple and tore out of the place without picking up the money Bohanak had been counting.
Well, it could be that way, Sam. But if it is, it doesn't look like any ordinary holdup.
Well, that's what we figured. Brenniser's over at the morgue now, checking with Fenton, Bohanak's relatives. Maybe he'll come up with something.
Okay, Sam. Keep in touch.
Meanwhile, other detectives are conducting a search for possible witnesses to the killing. An intensive interrogation is made of truck drivers and employees of the Frankfurt Grocery Company at the southwest corner of Broad and Carpenter Streets, directly across from the filling station. Typical of the results is the statement of Vincent Bulgarino, receiver in the produce department.
Yeah, sure. I was working at the time in the locker room. That's it there, facing north right at the gas station. But I didn't hear any shots, didn't see anybody either. But I was busy working. Oh, I saw the red car drive up all right. But that's all. I was busy working.
By the afternoon of Monday, April 10th, 1950, 2 theories regarding the killing of Joseph P. Bohanak are advanced by the police. The first, as expressed by Acting Lieutenant Brown.
There aren't many gas stations open after midnight in that section of South Philadelphia. Bohanak's was the only one in a radius of many blocks. It made a natural target for a stick-up gang, as witnessed the attempts on December 2nd, March 31st. It's quite possible he was shot while resisting a 3rd attempt, either by the same gunman on a return visit or by others.
The second theory is advanced at the city morgue, 13th and Wood Streets. Homicide Detective Eugene Brenniser is accompanying Joseph Bohanak's widow and 3 brothers-in-law, Norman Franks, Charles Spuler, and Frank A. Mask. An official identification of the deceased is to be made.
All right, let's look at him.
No. No, I can't. I can't. Oh, Joe.
I'd better look after Mary. Well, Mr. Spuler? Mr. Mask?
It's him, all right.
Yeah, that's Joe, Detective Branitzer.
Well, thanks for your trouble. Okay, put him away.
Any ideas what happened to Joe?
We have a theory that it might have been a grudge killing.
A grudge killing?
Yeah, but who'd have a grudge against Joe?
We thought maybe one of you could tell us.
He didn't drink or play around. He was a quiet guy who liked to stay home with Mary and the kids.
Any money troubles?
Money troubles? No. He made good pay, $67 a week in bonus. He owned his own home. You're barking up the wrong tree with that grudge idea of yours.
On April 15th, 1950, Detective Sergeant Riccardi and Detectives Brenniser and McCann went to Reading, Pennsylvania.
Bohanak had friends and acquaintances in Reading. Maybe we can learn from them if he was killed for revenge or grudge or some other reason.
The detectives talked to Corporal Toy of the Pennsylvania State Troopers, who had known Bohanak when he lived there.
Nope, no leads there.
They talked to Bohanak's sisters.
No leads there.
They talked to friends, acquaintances, people who worked with him there in the Berkshire Mills.
No leads there.
Meanwhile, detectives Robert McGarvey and Francis Kelly quietly working on another angle of the case. There's one clue that they're convinced will eventually crack the murder of Joseph Bohanak. The clue found under the ladder that was overturned during Bohanak's struggle with his killers. A man's faded green cap. The crime laboratory makes a thorough examination of the cap. Their report gives the police the first hint of a possible description of the killer.
Our studies indicate that the cap was worn by a young white male who should have medium brown, straight hair.
The cap is distinctive, unique in materials and workmanship. Philadelphia clothiers believe that it was of New York make. Detective Robert McGarvey leaves immediately for that city. Upon his return, he reports,
I made the rounds of every cap manufacturer in New York City. Not one of them recognized the cap as his own make or the make of anybody else known to the trade.
Detectives McGarvey and Kelly then begin making the rounds of Philadelphia cap manufacturers. At the end of 2 full weeks spent in visiting hundreds of places, they've come upon no leads. Their conclusion?
The shop that made that cap was probably small and possibly out of business now.
But if the manufacturer can be learned, we might trace that cap to the retailer who sold it, the man he sold it to, and the man who wore it early on the morning of April 10th.
Then, on April 25th, 1950, what seems to be the first big break in the case occurs. At 5 o'clock that morning, motorcycle policemen Thomas Brooks and Harry Sladek are in the vicinity of Ridge Avenue at Oxford when a car roars past them. The policemen recognize the car as one reported stolen and take out after the speeding automobile. After a chase of several minutes, they succeed in curbing the car and then approach it with drawn guns.
You, come out here.
5 youths are inside. They put up no resistance to the arresting officers and are taken to 2nd Detective Division headquarters at 12th and Pine for interrogation.
Okay, you've decided to talk. Now let's get it straight for the
In the
stenographer.
second floor interrogation
You
room at
confess to
number
being
2
the window
detectives,
smashing burglars
Detective
who committed the
Lieutenant
robbery.
William Greenhall conducts the questioning. The 5 youths confess to a series of window-smashing burglaries, latest of which is the looting of the Crawford clothes store at 6th and South Streets earlier that very day. Then Lieutenant Greenhall makes a stab in the dark.
What about filling stations, boys?
Filling stations?
Yes, like the one at Broad and Carpenter Streets, for instance.
Okay, we'll give you that, too. Sure, we tried to knock it over. Only we knocked over Bohanak instead.
Be sure to get this down. All right, boys, start talking.
Sure. We'd spotted the joint a couple of nights before. It looked like a pushover, but we wasn't taking no chances, so we gave it the once-over a couple of nights running before we moved in.
As the civilian stenographer takes down the proceedings, a full confession is given by 3 of the 5 youths. They tell how they planned the hold-up attempt carefully. They knew of the hourly police car checkups. They waited outside the station at 2 a.m. until Bunting and Chester in red car number 13 came by, waved, and pulled away. Then, while one of them remained outside, the 2 others entered the filling station office.
Okay, this is a stick-up.
Bohanak jumped for the gun and a fight began. Then, when he tried to break away from them, several hours after the confession, Captain James A. Kelly, head of the homicide squad, makes a statement to the press.
As most of you know, we've obtained confessions to the murder of Joseph P. Bohanak. Those confessions have been repudiated. They were based solely on the reading of newspaper accounts of the crime and not on fact. The typical attempt to get cheap publicity. Now, there's no actual evidence to connect these 3 men with the killing. The killer of Joseph P. Bohanak is still unknown.
Unknown? No. The killer of Joseph P. Bohanak is not unknown. Somewhere, wherever this man is hiding, some one of you has seen him today, has spoken to him, knows where the gun is that he fired that night 3 months ago in a filling station at Broad and Carpenter Streets in Philadelphia. No, the killer who took the life of Joseph P. Bohanak is not a person who is unknown.
Somebody knows.
Now listen carefully, please. Listen, all of you, wherever you may be. We're going to give you a recapitulation of all the pertinent facts in the unsolved murder of Joseph P. Bohanak. Better make note of them.
And remember, by following the instructions we shall give you in a moment, you may be the one to earn a $5,000 reward.
Now, here are the actual facts in the case. Joseph P. Bohanak, 38 years of age, night manager of a filling station at Broad and Carpenter Streets in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, was shot to death while working at his job.
The date, Monday, April 10th, 1950. The time, approximately 2:30 in the morning.
Only a tentative description of the suspected killer has been determined.
A young white male who should have medium brown straight hair.
The murder weapon is a .32 caliber automatic with right-hand rifling. The bullets were fired from smokeless cartridge cases made in Belgium.
The only other clue is a man's cap found at the scene of the crime.
The police department in Philadelphia feels certain that this cap can lead to the killer. They're vitally interested in learning the name of the manufacturer, the identity of anyone known to have worn a cap of its description. Now, here's that description. Listen carefully, please.
The size of the cap is 6 7/8. When new, it was a Kelly green cotton twill, but when found was badly faded from the weather.
The headpiece is sewn together from 6 sections instead of the usual 3. The taping used to sew the sections is unusual. 50% cotton and 50% wool, black and white tweed. It has an adjustable eye shield that can be folded up against the cloth visor or pulled down for protection against glare.
The cap was made on 2 types of sewing machines. One was a Singer, single needle numbered 24-7. The other, used to sew the taping, was a Singer, double needle numbered 24-36.
And remember, this cap is the most important single clue, possibly the vital clue in the solution of this case. Ladies and gentlemen, if any of you possesses information, and please don't send us guesses or hunches, but authentic information that may have bearing on the unsolved murder of Joseph P. Bohanak, follow these instructions so that your name and identity need never be made known unless you wish. Now listen carefully.
Write your information on a plain sheet of paper. Do not sign your name. Instead, sign it with 6 numbers, any arrangement of any 6 numbers. Then tear off a blank corner of that paper with a ragged edge. Write the same 6 numbers on that corner and keep it. Mail the rest of the paper with the information to Somebody Knows, Hollywood, California. You need tell no one what you have done.
Mail your letter to Somebody Knows, Hollywood, California. And if the information you've supplied leads to the arrest and conviction of the killer of Joseph P. Bohanak, we'll announce your signature number on this program. Then, if you don't want your name to be known, go to your lawyer, doctor, or priest, minister, or rabbi. Have him present the torn corner of the paper to any CBS station. In this way, you do not need to appear in person.
If the torn corner matches the original paper containing the information, the $5,000 reward will be yours.
Remember, you, whoever you are, you whose name need never be known, may win a reward of $5,000.
Next week at the same time, we'll present another true case history of unsolved murder. It's homicide file number 49-104 from the records of the state's attorney's office in Cook County, Illinois. The unsolved murder of Frank J. Christensen.
You out there, you who have murdered in cold blood and think you've gotten away with it, listen. You cannot escape. There is no perfect crime. Remember, you are not unknown.
Somebody knows.
Tonight's case was written by Sidney Marshal from information in the files of the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania Police Department. Research was by Maurice Zim. Music was composed and played by Milton Charles. Somebody Knows is a James L. Safier production in association with CBS by arrangement with the Chicago Sun-Times and is based on a copyright owned by W.L. Finstad. It was narrated and directed by Jack Johnstone. In order to be eligible for the reward, letters containing actual, authentic information leading to the arrest and conviction of the killer or killers of Joseph P. Bohanak must be addressed to Somebody Knows, Hollywood, California, and must be postmarked not later than midnight, August 9th, 1950. Arrest of the guilty person or persons must occur within 90 days of that date, and conviction must be within 1 year of tonight's broadcast. If more than one person gives the information leading to conviction, our judges will divide the $5,000 reward among them in proportion to the importance the judges attach to the facts supplied. And in this, the decision of our judges will be final. Until next Thursday at the same time, this is Frank Goss saying good night. And remember,
somebody knows.
Most cameramen are content to take pictures and let it go at that. But not Casey. When he snaps a picture, he also sees to it that the law snaps the handcuffs on the man he's photographing. Because Casey is the famous CBS crime photographer who is both cameraman and detective. Casey will be dealing with the Lorelei killer in just a moment over most of these same CBS stations. So stay tuned. This is CBS, where you hear Arthur Godfrey every day, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
This episode of Somebody Knows the Murder also remained unsolved. The only one that was ever solved, and it wasn't solved because of the show, it wasn't solved until 1974. And if we have that up the week of August 3rd, I'll tell you the story of how it all happened. Somebody Knows, as it was originally broadcast 75 years ago, July 20th, 1950, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Visit our webpage, classicradio.stream. And up next, we'll head to Pine Ridge, Arkansas to see what's going on with Lum and Abner.
When the family is packing up to go on a vacation or maybe on an all-day trip to the beach, everyone's pretty busy. Dad is sure the car is in good condition. Mom sees to it that food and extra clothing is packed. And, of course, we can always count on the kids to bring special equipment, everything from a tennis racket to a portable radio. The same thing is true in preparing for possible enemy attack. Everyone should have a job to do and know when to do it. Be sure that everyone in your family is assigned a job to do in case of enemy attack.
Okay, we wrap up this edition of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox with an episode of Lum and Abner going back 83 years, July 20th, 1942, and still wondering about the baby.
The makers of Alka-Seltzer bring you Lum and Abner. Things were quiet and peaceful down in Pine Ridge this morning when all the townsfolk stirred themselves and got ready to start another day's work. Pleasant picture, isn't it? But how are things with you? Is all well in your home? Or did you happen to get up on the wrong side of the bed? Well, if a headache or a touch of acid indigestion was the cause of a morning grouch, we just hope for your sake that you had a package of friendly, dependable Alka-Seltzer tablets handy. For then relief and comfort could have been yours. Now, of course, there are many scientific reasons why Alka-Seltzer can help you feel better fast. But what you're interested in is results. And that's just what you can get when you take Alka-Seltzer. So try it and see for yourself how quickly and how pleasantly Alka-Seltzer can ease the misery of an aching head or an upset stomach. Remember, you can get Alka-Seltzer at all drugstores, by the package, and also by the glass at the soda fountain. And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, the mysterious ghosts who were haunting Abner's house, turning on lights, opening doors, taking clothes out of the closets, turned out to be nothing more than Abner's missing wife and daughter. As a matter of fact, they had been home for several days, but Abner's fear of ghosts kept him from finding this out until the old fellows raided the place the other night. As we look in on the little community today, we find a very happy Abner sweeping out the Jot-'em-Down store while Lum works on the books. Listen.
Oh, they cut down the old pine tree and they hold it away
For goodness sakes, Abner, cut that out singing. Thought I can't concentrate on nothing with all that noise going on.
Oh, was I singing?
I reckon that's what you call it. If you do more sweeping there and less dancing and singing, you'd get your work done a lot faster.
Well, I'm sorry I was bothering you, Lum. I tell you, I'm just so happy since I got Elizabeth and little Pearl back home. I just don't know hardly what I'm doing.
I don't much blame you for feeling that way.
Oh, they cut down the old pine...
Abner.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
I don't mind you being happy, but try to be more quiet about it. Don't forget, this is a business establishment we're running here.
Yeah, you're right. I ought to be quiet, yeah.
It ain't no singing recital or dancing school.
No, it ain't. No, you're just right about it.
Hurry up and get the store swept out.
Yeah. Well, here, I reckon I better call up Elizabeth first, though.
Now, wait a minute, Abner. You've already called her 3 times in the last 5 minutes. Her and you ain't got that much to talk about. You've made up with one another, ain't you?
Why, sure we have, yeah.
And she's forgive you and everything, ain't she?
Forgive me? Why, she ain't forgiving me for nothing. She's been apologizing to me.
Apologize?
Yeah. Oh, Lord me, Lum, she's just ashamed of herself. She don't know what to do for running away and for thinking what she thought about me and all. She admits she done wrong.
Well, I do now. Well, that's the first time I ever heard of a woman taking an altitude like that.
Oh, she's awful sorrowful.
The generality of women folks always tries to put the blame on you, even when they know it's their own fault.
Yeah, well, not Elizabeth, no. Tell you, Lum, there is without a doubt the wonderfulest woman that ever drawed breath. Yes, sir.
Proud to hear you say that.
Oh, she is a dandy.
Maybe you appreciate her more now.
Don't worry, I appreciate her. Yes, sir, I sure do. I ain't never gonna say nothing mean to her again as long as I live.
Well, good.
And I ain't gonna argue with her, nothing.
That's fine.
Yeah.
There's one more thing you ought to resolve to do, and that's watch your imagination.
My imagination?
Yeah, that's what actually got you into all this trouble in the first place.
Why, it never done it long. Elizabeth just thought I was sparking around that Annabelle Kearney, but it weren't true, 'cause Annabelle Kearney weren't even in town. I ain't seen her for, 3 or 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I know, but before that, you got to imagining things about Elizabeth and made her mad at you.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of nights there, you never went home to supper even.
No, I ate over at Cedric Wehunt's there one night and over at Grandpappy's Piers another night, yeah.
You said you done it to learn her a lesson, but she hadn't actually done nothing to need no lesson. You just imagined it.
Yeah, Doggy, that's right, ain't it? Yeah.
Of course it is.
Yeah, I ought never to have did it. Never to have did it. Dad blamed me anyway.
Well, there's no use feeling sorrowful for what's already been did.
I do, though.
The thing to do is resolve not to do it again.
Aye, Doggy, that's just what I'll do. Fact is, I'll resolve it right now. I won't never listen to my imagination again. I'll hate and despise it. That's what I'll do.
Good for you.
Yes,
It's the
sir.
best resolve you've ever made.
Well, I'll stick by it.
It's going to do you more good than any one thing you could do.
Will it, sure enough?
Of course it will. Make a new man out of you.
Well, good for me for being a new man. Good for me.
And it'll be a whole lot easier on me, too, I can tell you that.
Yeah, oh, they cut down the old pine tree.
What did I tell you about that singing?
Oh, yeah.
That's a new rule I've just made. No singing during business hours.
Piers, huh? Doggy, that's a good rule, too, Lon. Yes, sir. Say, I believe I'll call up Elizabeth and tell her about my new resolve right now.
You can tell her that when you get home for supper tonight.
No, I believe I better tell her right now, Lon. And besides, I want to see how she's getting along with the baby, little Charlie.
Say, that reminds me, ain't it about time Elizabeth was bringing the baby back down here at the store?
Huh?
You said she just wanted to see the baby for a few minutes.
Well, she can't bring it down right now, Lon, because she's too busy fixing up the room.
Fixing up what room?
Why? Well, that room we got there, that spare bedroom.
Well, what's it being fixed up for?
Oh, she's just fixing it up, that's all, making it look pretty and everything. You know how women folks likes to fix up rooms, decorate them and everything, you know.
Well, is somebody coming to visit you?
Well, no, not that I know of, ain't.
Well, who's the room for then?
Why, I forget now.
Abner, who's the room for?
Well, it's for the baby.
That's just what I figured.
Huh?
Just what I figured.
Well, now, wait now, Lum. Let me explain this
There ain't
now.
nothing to explain. You call up Elizabeth and tell her to bring little Lum over to the store right away. That baby ain't going to live over at your place.
Well, Lum, Elizabeth and Pearl's got the room all fixed up, and they got a nice little crib for him to sleep in and everything.
We got a crib right here in the feed room for him. It's plenty good enough.
Well, they even got a name all picked out for him.
A name?
Yeah. Avery.
Avery?
Yeah.
For goodness sake.
I still like Charlie myself, but that old Pearl, she just got her heart set on calling him Little Avery.
Now, listen, Abner, Pearl or nobody else is going to name that baby. Now, you call up and tell them to get that baby back here right now.
Well, now, Lum, you said yourself that this store ain't no place to be raising a young'un.
Well, it's a lot better than having him being raised by a bunch of old-timey women folks.
Who's old-timey women folks?
Elizabeth is, and you know her.
Ah. Ain't done it. She's a fine woman.
Aiming on raising little Lum the modern scientific way.
Prattle.
Going to give him the right kind of a start in life.
Sassy frass. Elizabeth knows a heap more about bringing up young'uns than you do, Lum. Why, she could even tell just by looking at little Charlie that you ain't been feeding him right.
How could she tell that?
Well, I don't know, but she said she could. You know, women folks, they just natural know them things, I reckon, Lum. First thing she done was to fix him up a batch of the right kind of food, and he ate it all. It was awful good for him, she said. It was a good thing that she come home when she did. That's what she said.
What'd she fix him?
Why? Well, I don't know. I never paid no attention to what all she fixed him, but I'll tell you one thing, little Charlie ate it all up. I know that, and he appeared to feel a whole lot better, and he's looking better, too.
My granny, she's going to learn him so many bad habits, I never will get him straightened out.
She ain't learning no bad habits. He's
and
a
another
hard
thing,
boy.
I want you to quit calling him Charlie.
Huh?
That ain't his name.
Well, you said you never liked Avery. That's what they want to
I don't
call
like neither one of them for him. He don't look like a Charlie or a Avery.
He looks like a Charlie to me.
He looks like a little Lum.
Oh, he don't know. He's a nice-looking baby, and you know it, Lum.
I never said he wasn't.
Well,
The reason he looks like a little Lum because he's so nice looking.
Well, just one person's opinion, I reckon.
If you don't call up Elizabeth right now, I'm going over there and get the baby myself.
Well, now, wait a minute now, Lum. Maybe it might be better if you and Elizabeth both sort of took care of him.
Both of us?
Yeah, she can take care of him during the week, and, well, then you can have him on Sunday.
No, that won't work. A baby's got to be raised by one person. Too many cooks spoil the broth.
Well, now, Lum, it won't hurt her. Spoil the broth.
Yeah, that's exactly what'll happen.
Well, Elizabeth never spoiled no broth, Lum.
I know that.
Fact is, I don't think she even fixed up no broth for him, and if she did, I know she wouldn't spoil it. Elizabeth's an awful good cook, Lum.
I know she's a good cook.
Whereabouts did you hear she was cooking soup? Was you by the place this morning?
Of course not. I ain't been here all the time.
Well, where'd you find out? From the neighbors?
For goodness sakes.
Did they say what kind of soup it was?
All I said was
I
that
found you it was bean soup. That's what it was. I might not sure I seen a sack of beans there in the kitchen this morning. Doggies, I don't believe she ought to be giving bean soup to a baby, though.
She ain't giving no soup to no baby.
She ain't? Well, who's it for? Oh, wait a minute. What's the matter with me? She's making it for me.
For you?
Why, sure, she knows that's my favorite soup. Well, bless her heart. Bless her little heart. I believe I'll go home right now and get some of it.
Now, wait a minute, Abner. Don't go home, because you won't get no soup.
I won't?
No. All I said was too many cooks spoil the broth, and that means...
Too many cooks? Who else is there?
My grannies, I give up.
It's them neighbor women, that's who it is, cluttering up the kitchen. I've told Elizabeth about that time and again. Doggies, they all get in there and get the gossip in the first thing you know, why they let something on the stove burn. That's more than likely how they spoil the soup right there. Just let it burn, that's what they did.
Are you through talking now?
Doggies, Lum, I ain't gonna stand for a thing like this. I'm gonna give that woman of mine a piece of my mind.
Abner, get away from that phone.
Ain't nobody gonna ruin my favorite soup and get away with it. I'll tell them that right now.
Abner, don't forget your resolve. What about that resolve you made this morning?
That resolve was about my imagination. It weren't about no bean soup. Hello? Elizabeth? This your man, Abner. Listen here, you take that pot of burned soup and throw it out and make up a new batch right now. You heard me? Now, Elizabeth, don't try to act so innocent. I know everything. And get them women folks out of the kitchen, too. You know what women folks I'm talking about. Now, just get shut of them and get that bean soup to cooking. All right, doggies, when I come home at noon, it better be ready, too. I'll tell you that. Goodbye. Bogus, don't never get married long. Women folks are just too hard to handle.
Say, folks, are you getting your daily supply of vitamins A and D? Well, even with possibly more green vegetables in your diet and more sunshine, perhaps you do not get enough of these important vitamins. So play safe. Give every member of your family one small, pleasant-tasting, one-a-day brand vitamin A and D tablet every day. That's all, just one tablet once a day. Each one-a-day vitamin A and D tablet contains the vitamin A and D equivalent of 1.5 teaspoonfuls of cod liver oil, meeting minimum United States pharmacopoeia standards. And this means that each tablet gives you not just your minimum daily requirements, but actually 25% more. And can you think of anything easier or more economical than taking just one tablet a day for your vitamins A and D? One-a-day brand vitamin A and D tablets are biologically standardized, and their potency guaranteed by the makers of Alka-Seltzer. So keep up that vitamin A and D guard all summer long. Ask your druggist for one-a-day brand vitamin A and D tablets. And just to be sure you're getting the real thing, look for that big one on the package.
Oh, my goodness. Cook spoiling the broth. That goes back 83 years, July 20th, 1942. Love and Abner here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Join us Monday for an episode of Wanted from 1950, Calling All Cars from 1937, The Big Story from 1948, the CBS Radio Workshop production of the Robert A. Heinlein Green Hills of Earth, and another episode of Lum and Abner. Have yourself a great Sunday. We'll see you on Monday for more Classic Radio Theater. I'm Wyatt Cox.